Guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about harvesting spring tips, and what I mean by that is your fir trees, your spruce, and your pine trees. And I'm talking about the little tips, the little light green tips that are on the ends of the branches. Now, a couple things I want to note right off the bat is, sorry about the dog. I don't usually film in the front yard because we're close to the road here, but it was the best place for me to do this video. So a couple things that I want you to note is always wear a hat when you're harvesting your spring tips, because you don't want bugs and stuff falling on you. And make sure that you check for any ticks after you're done. The best time to harvest for these things is in late spring, early summer. I'm going to kind of go over some of the things that these things benefit us with. So it's a great way to get your kids involved, to get them outside, to be able to identify trees. And it just helps them get into the idea that these things are natural food and medicine. So all these tips are, like, now we're talking about pine, spruce, fir, yeah, like do your own research for your area on what grows around you. Now, all these tips are extremely high in vitamin C. They also have vitamin E and vitamin A, potassium, magnesium. Now, their properties are they are very extremely high antioxidant, which is really good for our system. They're an anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, antiviral, and they're an anti-carcinogenic. So again, it's very, very beneficial for our systems. It's really good for aches and pains, rheumatoid arthritis. It clears toxins from our blood, our body, and rejuvenates our cells. It's good for sore throats, like dry coughs. It's a respiratory expectorant, so it brings up everything, clears out your respiratory system. It boosts your immune system. It's great for a digestive aid because it's one of the bitters, so it gets all your saliva and everything moving, and it improves circulation. So it's a very short season, and when you're trying any of these medicinals for your first time, you want to start very slowly and keep track of the benefits or the differences that you see in your body when taking these things. Now, this is another bioavailable natural thing for our bodies. So as it improves circulation, it's great to add a handful or two into your bath. It'll help break a fever if you put it into the bath. Say your child has a fever, you get them into the tub and put in a bunch of spring tips. Now, I have a lot of different ways that I keep my spring tips. I do some in the freezer so that they're fresh. I dehydrate a lot of them. You can infuse them in oils. You can infuse them in honey and have somewhat of a cough syrup. You can actually make cough syrups. Again, do your own research on all these things. Find your own recipes. So they're great for the winter months for tea. It's a nice Christmas gift if you dehydrate them and put them in a little jar with a nice little tie on them, maybe a pine cone on top. It's a great Christmas gift. They're not toxic for dogs, which means our dogs can eat them, which is wonderful in any situation. Now, I did my research on 4. I did it on pine, spruce, fir, and balsam fir. They're all pretty much the same. They all have the same properties in them. Now, they have like a... They have like a citrus flavor to them. You can eat them right off the tree. They're totally good for you. Boost your immune system. Okay, so they contain chlorophyll, which helps tissues healing and growth. It helps to control cravings, and it transports oxygen to the cells, which is pretty good. Now, you want to harvest these things ethically. And remember, when the tree has a branch, I don't know if you guys can see that, it's so far away. Hang on, let me take you for a bit of minute here. Okay. So do you see this tip? Wait, where am I? Here we go. See how there's one at the very tippy top? That is going to keep the length of your tree. So you always want to harvest off the sides. And this is the perfect time before they're completely open to harvest them. And all the properties are in those tips. So like I said, you'd harvest this one, and this one, and leave the top one. Again, harvesting ethically is really important. You want to be able to come back to these trees and whatnot for generations to come. Excuse me, to get your medicine. It's another one that you can eat while you're on the trail. You know, if you're hungry and you need a little something to boost you, these tips are perfect. Okay, hang on here. I think I have more notes. Let's see if I missed anything. No, I didn't. Okay. Oh, and when you're harvesting from a tree, you're going to have a sunny side where the most growth comes, and then you're going to have a side that's shaded and sometimes doesn't get a lot of growth. You want to go off the abundant side, right? And take your tips off that. Don't take them. And you know, I know it can be hard to reach some trees, so you're going to look for the lower branches unless you, I don't know, have a hoverboard or something to get up top. And you want to harvest them before they open. Now, once they're open, they kind of look like this, right? And that's still okay. It still has all the properties and vitamins and minerals in it, but you really do want to get them more like that before they open. And I keep the little husk on there. I don't know if you guys can see that. Where am I? You see that little husk? I keep that on there. I don't mind it. Again, it's just part of the plant. It's great for making a cough syrup. Now, there's a lot of recipes out there on cough syrups. So find one that works for you. An easy way to do it is to take your local organic honey, fill the jar with the pine tips, add your honey to it, and let it infuse that way. A couple scoops of that in your tea or in anything, you know, especially for children. The honey infused works great for them because they don't mind the taste. So I think that was it, you guys. Hang on here. Okay, so again, I want to remind you guys to be mindful of how your body responds to it. You know, you don't want to jump in with both feet when it comes to medicinals. And remembering that medicinals aren't like pharma. I mean, it's not an instant fix. So it would take a few days to get into your system, right? To really feel the effects of it. So like maybe try it for 3 days in a row, see what the benefits are, take a break, and then start again. You know, all these things are food. So if you're hungry and like I said, you're on a trail and you see these little tips, you can eat them. I mean, I don't eat more than, I don't know, probably a dozen in one go, but I really like the taste of it. I like that citrusy, and it leaves a nice, it freshens your breath. It just leaves a nice taste in your mouth, and it's so much fun getting out and touching the plants and being at one with nature. So I'm going to show you some of the other trees that I have here that I harvest off of. Again, I'm really sorry about the traffic noise, you guys. I don't usually video in this part of my yard. Camaroo. Hi, Bubby. You see him come? He's like, no, I'm not going to come. So, see all those tips? Right? I will be harvesting a lot of that, the ones that I can reach, as well as these ones. These ones aren't quite as open because they're more shaded. See how the ones up there, and these are all covered in tips, right? And that's all food and medicine. And hi, how's it doing? And it's just really good for us. It's a great way to get your children involved and teach them, you know, how to tell the difference between the different conifer trees. Now, again, your area is going to tell you what trees grow in your area. You know, I know that YouTube is all around the world, and we all have different types of trees. So some that don't grow here might still be a benefit to you. So look outside the box, look into your area, and talk to people. You know, when you get outside in nature, even on some of the trails and stuff that you can go walking on, just stopping with your children and saying, okay, this is the pine tree, and show them how to identify it, and this is the spruce tree, and show them how to identify it. Try tasting the tips, you know, and get them excited about nature. It's a great way to stock up your medicine cabinet without having to rely on pharma. It's a great way to get outside and enjoy all of God's creations. So I hope this video was helpful. I hope it encourages you to try something new. Now they do sell all the stuff I talk about, they sell in medicinal stores, you know, in herb stores, and you know, you can find them online as well. You can order all this stuff. But I really encourage you guys, you don't have to be a herbologist. You know, you don't have to have a certification. All of this stuff was natural to our ancestors. You know, you didn't need a piece of paper. You didn't need anything. Just be confident in yourself and learn. You know, like, we're all human and we're all smart enough to do this. We're all capable, you know. Especially like me, it's my passion. I love being outside and I love seeing all this wonderful thing. These, you know, everything around us is food and medicine and vitamins and minerals, and it benefits our bodies so very much. Now, I haven't been posting a lot lately. I've been having some problems personally, so I'm a little bit laxy-daisy on my posting, but I want to say thank you so very much. My channel growth is so heartwarming. I'm so grateful for all my new subscribers. I appreciate you so much, and the support that I'm receiving is it's wonderful. So I want to thank you again for joining me on this video. If you have any questions or comments regarding the spring tips, put them in the comments below and I will do my best to answer them. And in the meantime, get outside, teach your kids, get inspired, and have a wonderful day. Bye bye.